Hey there, it's Josh. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Bloxburg. Yes, double welcome. That makes total sense. And today we're going to be doing a tutorial on how to build roads in Bloxburg, because I know some people, a lot of people, including me, search up for like how to build roads and stuff, and there's not really many good things, so I normally just end up creating my own designs, which is what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be showing you the different designs that you could do straight off of this road here. Just ignore this building. This is going to be a tutorial in a future video. Well, it was supposed to be a video, and then the fucking thing didn't record right and it got corrupted, so that's great. But anyway, we're going to be going through a couple of designs here, and first we're going to be going through, like, you know, your city sort of one, or like your town sort of one. So the way that you want to do it is you just want to do it as long as you want. I'm just going to do all of these 5 tall. That's not 5 tall. I'm just going to do all of these. Actually, no, we'll do it like that tall. I don't know how tall that is, but it doesn't matter how tall it is. It depends on how tall you want to do it. So it's just like that, yeah, with a free gap in the middle, correct? Yes. And then you want to also fill that middle part like this. Now, this is the part where it's kind of up to you, because in some cases, what I'll do is on these right parts here, I will use pebbles, which are somewhere. Why can I not find pebbles? There we go. Sometimes I'll use pebbles on this side and like concrete here, so then it looks like this, which matches with this pavement, which looks alright, but at the same time, I also do like this. Make sure you do it on concrete, obviously. And the way that I normally blend this in so that it doesn't look bad is if you're going to build, then garden, you can use these dirt piles here. And this is something that I realise, is that you can just literally chuck some dirt piles in like this. And what will happen is it'll look like it's kind of like a broken up road going up onto the pavement, you know. So it kind of looks nice. There we go. Then we just paint these the same colour as the road. And there you go, look, now it's kind of like, it looks a bit shit in build mode, but if we go up a level, you can see there how it kind of looks like it's breaking off. And if you do, so like I said, you can either have pebbles, or you can have concrete like this. So this one kind of matches most with this pavement, and it kind of looks quite pretty, and it goes off of it quite well. Now, some things about this though, if you want to do a zebra crossing, that's very easy. All you need to do is get a carpet, put a bathroom mat, and then you want to just put it like this. There you go. Oops, don't put it inside of it. And then you could, oh god, what is happening? And then you just want to paint that white concrete, or you can just paint it white. I normally do white concrete because it's a bit more realistic, or it could just not paint at all. What the fuck? There we go. Internet's going a bit slow, obviously, but oh well. So you can either do it with concrete, or you can just do it with plastic. It's up to you. This one looks a bit more cartoony, I guess. A bit more bright, so it's up to you, really. And what else can you do here? Right, so say you want to do say you want to do a turn, actually, first. The way that I do my turns here, in fact, well, first of all, I use these little fences here like this sometimes. Not on there. To, like, separate the road up from the path like that. There you go. It's a very subtle difference, but you can slightly notice it. So the way that I do my paths here, yeah, is like this. On the inner corner. So if say I want to turn this way, I'll go like up to, then like that. Okay. Then I'll count up by 3, go to 1 over, and then do the same down there. Go 2, and then like that, and then like this, and that should then not line up because I've done that wrong somehow. How have I done that wrong? How on hell? Or maybe it is right. I can't tell. I can't tell. Another way that you could do it though, if you want to do a bit of a shorter turn, I know you can. Oh no, I know you can just do this like that, like that. No, like that, like that, like that, like that. There you go. So that's a bit more of a tighter turn there, if you'd like a tighter turn, obviously. Or you could just do a wider turn like I've done before there. And you just want to... On this tighter turn, I just do that as a square. You could do a little diagonal on the edge, but I normally do it as like a bit of a square. There you go. So there's a very tight-ass turn there. So what you can also do, though, you can also do a bit of a wiggle, which is quite easy, really. You just do something like this here, where you go like this, then a 1, then a 2. Or you could even just do a 2 and then like that. It's up to you. And then what we want to do there is do a 1 like that, and then a 2, and then like that. And there you go. There's a little wiggle. That is fairly self-explanatory. You just do that. The rule that I have is to do turns. You do like a 2 and then a 1, or just 2 2s. That's if you do it any bigger than that, then it starts to look a bit weird. So I normally just go for 2 2s or whatever. Let's just chuck these roads in here though. Not roads, these paths in here though. And there you go. Now you can see how we got a bit of a wiggle. Now at an intersection, something that I normally do is something like this. I do like that, then I do like this, and I'll do it like 4 crossings. I don't normally use traffic lights because I feel like traffic lights are a bit too big in the game. It makes it look a little bit weird. Although you can use them if you want. Oops, don't matter. Although you can use them if you really want, but I prefer not to use them. But you can see here how we just do that. And then look, we've got an intersection. You can even do it with freeways. Although freeway, well, yeah, you just do it freeways. So that's basically how you do that type of road. Now, keeping in mind this, we can then do different types of roads here. Because we've got this main type of road. I've already shown you 2 or 3 designs in that one there. Because you can change the colours, obviously. But say you want to have a bit more of like an old road, or like a road for a campsite or something like that. Or what you can do is go into paths here and just say you want to do like a bit of a muddy path. What you want to do is just wiggle it about a bit like this, right? And then what you want to also do is just randomly come from like here, for example, go like this, go like that, go like this, and then you're starting to get a bit more of a random sort of looking pattern. In fact, no. What you want to do, you can do that, but what I normally do here is like bring it out, so then you have like little tiny holes in it, so it looks like it's not all just completely a thick road like this. And then you want to change these to dirt brown and then slate, and then that looks a bit like a muddy path or something like that, doesn't it? It kind of looks like a little bit of a muddy path going through the place. Because it's a bit hard to see, obviously, because of the grid, but you can see there how it looks like a bit of a muddy path, a bit more organic and a bit more free. Now again, this is completely random, and you just need to do this for like an intersection, or you can add some more onto it. But just adding some little holes in and just doing it very wiggly and stuff normally gives you quite an organic looking path here. Now for car parks, this is what I normally do here. So a car is approximately 2x3. Some cars are slightly bigger than this, so you can do a 3x4. But I normally do a 2x3 because that's normally an alright size. Now, say you want to make it a little bit nicer here. We'll just go like, there's 1 space, 2 space, 3 space, 4 space there. So, yeah, this is going to look a little weird because it's on the edge here, but oh well. I'm not going to do this all the way across because, yeah, normally you wouldn't actually have the car park on the edge of the road because it looks a bit weird like this. But you know what, I'm just going to do that just for looks. And then what you can also do is just add some slight little edges on here. And then in these little edges, what can you do, you may be asking? Well, you can add some like little things like this. I normally do like that. Little one like this, and there. And then there you go, you got like a little bit of a planter area. You could even add a tree in there if you wanted. So for example, you could add a tree there, and then you could add like some more bushes around it. So where's garden? It's because the newest updates moved everything around, so it's messed up like my memory of where everything is. And then you could just like add some bushes and shit like this, and just make it look like nice and bushy, I guess. Maybe even add an extra bush just there. There we go. And then you've got like a little bit of a bush. And then of course what you can then do is turn these into a bit of dirt if you really want to make it look more like a planter. Because if you just have grass, it doesn't look like it looks less of a planter. Yes, English. It's a bit odd to get because of the hitboxes, but we can get that there. So you can either have dirt brown here as we did over there. Or another way that you can do it is you can have like a flak sort of thing. Like, is it called a flak? Like the little tiny bits of dirt, wood that's in there. So you can do something like that or like this. It's really up to you. I think that may be the best one that we have here. But yeah, you just like, you can add some like little flax and shit in it. Something like that. I don't know, because you know what I mean, like the little tiny like pieces of wood in the ground. But I normally do just use. Oh no, not the green. I do normally just use a wooden dirt planter like that, because there's not really many good textures for the other one. Now, what else do we need to do here? Oh yes, we can do a bit more of a tree road here. So you can, if you want to do a double road for some reason, like if you want to do an avenue, is what they're actually called. What you can do, we'll just do it across here. So we've got a bigger example. Is do like this, a free, then do this, then another free, then this, like that. So those three there, they can all be painted into concrete, like this. And then you just need to chuck your roads. Oh no, this one doesn't want to be painted as concrete. Oops, that one wants to be painted as dirt brown. Okay, and slate obviously. And then these want to be just roads, as obviously, you know, it's a road. I'm actually going to get rid of this so that we can have a bit of a break in it, and I'll show you why in just a bit here, just so I can, well, it's really just like a bit of a tutorial thing, just so I can show you a different way of doing it here. But 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, right, that's where we're going then. So what you can do here is, because it's an avenue and it obviously you can't cross over across this dirt part, what you can also do is chuck in a zebra crossing. Now the thing is about zebra crossings is you can make them a bit bigger by literally just doubling up the carpets like this. So now all of a sudden we've got a big zebra crossing. And what you can do here is get your plain short fences again in concrete, and you can chuck them along here, along here, along here, across here like this. And then you can go along here, oops, along here, like that. Very simple, right? Yes. And if you really wanted to, you could even add a bit of a little fence here, like this, along it. But it doesn't look very, it doesn't look very modern. You could add some bushes along here instead. You could have bushes. Oops. Or you could just place them in the wrong place. Obviously, you don't need the fences underneath if you have bushes. But you can have like bushes like this, which we'll keep just so you can see the two different types. And then if we go into garden here, we can add some more trees and shit. I recommend for this sort of thing adding some like rough cypresses every 2, like this, so that you have like a bit of a tree thing. When you're using hedges though, it's a little bit hard to do some finer details like this, because obviously you've got the bushes. You've got the bushes in the way, so you can't really see them. So all you see is the trees really. So once again. It doesn't really matter to you, but the one that I normally use is this one over here, because this one shows off a little bit more in it. You can add that extra bit of detail in with the leaves and shit below. Maybe even alternate them so that they're not all the same, you know, because that's a bit boring. And when it comes to an intersection on this one here, it's fairly simple. What you just need to do is the exact same thing as over here, but what I do is click here, do like a 2 like this. And then do like, obviously you want to do your corner like this. Then you want to count to 3 like that. Do it like this. Like this. There you go. And then you want to do that on every single side. So then you've got like this. Now, the only problem with this is that we're doing this sort of thing. It is a bit problematic when it comes to the actual... when it comes to like the actual size of the plot, because building a intersection or like just a road like this in general, I'll show you in a second. This one intersection, look how much space it takes up. Like that's literally that's literally most of the map right there. Well, not most of the map, but that's literally like what, the entire middle of the map taken up there. So that's the only problem with these sort of roads. But if you want to build like a big city, you could have like a main road going down the middle, and then what can happen is then you can have like smaller roads going off the sides, or you can just have this. Oh, why am I doing it down there? Oh, go away. Or you can literally just like I said, just have like a road going down the middle, and then just have some houses off of it, really. So this is what this is kind of useful for here. You can make some big roads, but I wouldn't recommend doing these all over the map because you'll have no room for anything, really. But there you go. What you think then can do is add some nice zebra crossings. Wow, who saw that coming? Oops. There we go. See, the thing with these roads, though, is it's kind of like a two-way road, more like, because you can have two people driving down it at the same time without, you know, them crashing, whereas a car's about 2 or 3 wide, so this only allows one car, really, which can cause a bit of problems, which is why you can also use this bigger setup here. Now, this is more of an English setup. If you want to use American setup, you could always colour these ones. Oops. We'll do it on this side actually here. If you want to, you can colour these ones like yellow, like this, and then you can have some yellow lines going along it. Although I'm not going to do that because I'm a British person and that angers me. But if you want to have the red lines, you can. Or you could even do some very fine details and do like some red lines somehow. Like let's see here, fences here. You could like have some red lines by, I don't know, like doing something like this, and then you could have like red lines like this, like you can't park here sort of thing. Is it a red line? I can't remember. But you can do this like to say no parking here or stuff like that. And then obviously if you want to, you can if you go into decorations, crossing, you can obviously add some crosswalk signs like this if you really want to. So say, oh no, we're not driving on the right, fuck you game. We're driving on the left. I don't know why I said fuck you game, it was me who put it there, but oh well. And then you can have some crosswalk signs. For these bigger ones, I'd recommend putting 2 because it's such a big crosswalk. But like at an intersection, I wouldn't put them. Solely because it looks a bit weird having them, as well as like if you want to have not street. Oh well, yeah, you can obviously add street lights on. But yeah, oh, is that even in the middle? I want to get this in the middle. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's the middle there, right? So if we double that over there, you can see here 3, 4, 5 how like it's starting to look like a real street, innit? And on these smaller roads you can't really do this because it looks a bit too big, but on these roads it does look quite good, doesn't it? And now I think traffic lights are actually down here, aren't they? Yes. And then you can chuck some traffic lights in. So the annoying thing is that the game drives on the right, so that it's gonna look weird if you put it like that. So I guess you're gonna have to put it on the right. That is really annoying. Oh well. Poor British people, they're just turning in their grave. But there you go. Now the crosswalk signs are on the wrong side of the road, though. Fuckity fuck, fuck, fuck. Okay, well, this is technically an American road with a bloody UK layout. Fuck's sake. Stupid thing. Right, but there you go. You can see how this is looking like a proper road now, innit? And they're most of the road designs that you can do here. If you want to do a ramp, that's pretty easy. You just literally use like a long plane ramp, or you can use like one of these, and you like one of these. Use the longer ones, unless you can't fit a longer one, then put a short one, but longer's more realistic. And then you can add some fences onto it and stuff like that. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that we need to go through before we finish here. Right. Let's see here. Vehicles, no, there's nothing really else to go through when it comes to roads and shit. Well, this isn't really a road, but it's still a path, so fuck you, leave me alone. So yeah, that's most of the things that we want to go through here. And of course, these can be interchanged with different materials, as I showed at the start. Although these are the materials that I'd recommend doing. You could even make the road darker like this, or you can make it more grey, like this. It's totally up to what you want to do in your place. For like an older road, you can do like a road like this, and then a free like this, and then like that. And then what you could have is like pebbles. There we go. Pebbles. And then in here, you can have like a... Do we even have that sort of material in here? That is the question. I feel like there is, what I'm thinking about. Oh, well, you could have something like this, or you could have like some that, or something like this, or just some rocks like this, you know. Maybe make it like a bit lighter. No, actually, make it okay. You can make, yes, you can add some rocks like this, and it looks like a bit of a older path almost. I thought there was some different types of. You could have something like this. This is what I was thinking of right here, and maybe even change this to concrete. Oops. And then obviously you want to add your fences on, as so. And there you go. Now you've got a bit of an older road that looks a little bit more like, you know, a bit more classic. So if you want to have like a what's it called? Like a castle or something, then you could do something like this. And then obviously you can place your zebra crossing on it very easily like this. Now, except from that, the only other thing that I do want to quickly show you, although it isn't the greatest, you can't add like a manhole using one of these, although they are quite big. So maybe you can even use like a bathroom or something like this as like a sewer. But like that's completely up to you again, because that can look a little bit like obnoxious in a way. You can obviously shove it in like this, because it can seem a little bit too like big and shit, which is like understandable. Obviously it's a very big thing, but you can add like a little sewer in like that, and it kind of does look a tiny bit like a sewer in a way. And you can have like a manhole cover, but the simple round carpets are a bit too big for that, so it's completely up to you. You could even make like a thinner manhole, a thinner and a longer one like this, and you can make sure to just shove it into there. And by the way, here I use black, and then I use like these stripy ones here, because then it kind of looks like that. You could add no, not like that. You want to like have these stripy ones like this, and then it kind of looks like a bit of a manhole cover. And that one's a bit thinner, but it's a bit longer. That one's a bit thicker, but it's a bit shorter. So it's up to you, really. You can use either or, really. But I think that's pretty much it for what we're going to be doing today. I keep on saying that, but I'm pretty sure this is all we've got to do in terms of roads right now. Yes, that'll be enough. And is it nighttime? Oh no, it's daytime. There we go. Right, we can actually finish off by looking around this. So you can see as we're walking around here how it feels very realistic, and it feels like a good size. Although the cars, technically, you can't fit two of them down on this at once, it does feel like the right sort of size to the person, and it doesn't feel too big. And you can obviously see this path like this. You do have a bit of glitchy shit like this, but you can't really help that. Obviously, these car parks here, you can fit a car in them. In fact, let's just quickly go back into build mode. I'm not going to buy one because they're expensive as fuck. But if we go into vehicles, we can get like this here. And you can see how this one's one of the smallest cars, but it still fits in there. You can have like this one, this fits in here. And literally all of them do. I think that one does at least. Obviously the limousine doesn't. That might not. I don't know. But everything will fit down these roads. No matter how big it is, a limousine or whatever, they will fit down these roads because these are 3 wide and a car is about 2 blocks wide. Maybe 2.5 at a push. So, yeah. It does definitely fit everyone down it that wants to go down it, obviously. And you can walk around, and it feels very nice for, like, if you're a pedestrian, you know, you can walk around and you can cross over and shit like that. But aside from that, guys, I hope you did actually find this useful. If you did, please make sure to leave a like. You can also subscribe, check out my Twitch. I've got my Instagram and Twitter and all that sort of stuff down below. You can also check out my main channel and my stream channel where I upload comedic, more well thought out videos and stream uploads. And you can find them all down below. So from that, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Goodbye.